And we're live on a Thursday. This is an ambush live, something a little different. This is our friend Steve from LSS Drone Photography. And he was talking about the whole idea of getting more comfortable being on camera. And I said, well, the only way to do it is to do it. So I figured this would be an off day live, and we'll just, for whomever shows up, but this gives him a chance to get on camera, tell people what he does, maybe show off some drone hardware and that kind of thing. So let's greet who all's in here. We've got Steve in here at LSS Drone Photography, LP94 Lars, Dan E. Boyd, J. Russell Finch, Brian Beeler, not to be confused with Ferris Bueller, Jason's Garage Inc., Dakota's Time Out, Grand Pito Vic. Got a good little crew here for a Thursday late. But yeah, Steve did some drone work for me. You see him occasionally in my lives on Fridays. And I told him the only way to get better at being in front of a camera is to get in front of a camera. So we're just winging it.
Yeah, we're just winging it. How's everyone tonight?
Dakota's also about to go to bed. We'll see if we can put
about to go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost Christmas time. Well, what I was gonna say is a lot of this stuff with the drone sightings, I'm a commercial drone pilot and I do this professionally. I have all my licenses. There's a special license for flying at night. You have to take a class on this. And I'm going to show you one of my drones here. Let's see. Hold on just a minute. Go to settings, camera. All right. Can y'all see that drone?
Looks like a drone.
Looks like a drone. Now that's a drone. This is called the Air 3. Now when I fly at night, this little area here, as you can see, that's pretty bright. That has to be seen from 3 statute miles away. There also is one on the bottom. And Grace, don't get near that. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this on. Watch out, Grace. And as you can see, my controller tells me if it's safe to take off. It tells me pretty much everything.
What is the max range on your drone? Roy Boy wants to know. Steve, what is the max range on your drones?
That's pretty much taken off. Let me turn this back around.
J. Russell Finch is a micro drone. It's unrestricted.
All right.
Landon, hello.
So that's taken off, and you can see all the lights on it. You've got your reds, your greens. I've got some blues on my extra lights. Now, when we fly at night, again, you have to have all these extra lights. So whatever's going on with these drones, somebody's not too concerned, because if it was something going illegal, let me tell you, the FAA would be heavily involved. So I don't know what's going on here, but you know, there would be some hefty fines if people are flying illegal at night. I mean, we're talking fines, you know, like a minimum fine from the FAA is 10 grand. So as a commercial drone pilot, you know, And again, we talk about, please, folks, please, for the love of God, do not say you're going to shoot a drone out of the sky. Please don't do that.
We got some
You
good
will go to
questions.
prison. That is jail time. That's considered shooting at an airplane. It's the same thing. The FAA owns the airspace, and you just, if you see a drone that's not doing something you think is right, or hovering above your window or something crazy like that, but you certainly call the police, but please don't shoot them out of the sky. Again, I have to say this again, that's the same thing as shooting an airplane. So, please, I wanted to get that one point across,
We have
But
some good questions here.
What's that?
We have some good questions here. Roy Boy wants to know what the max range is on your drones.
The max range? Well, the max range in perfect conditions is about 10 kilometers, but that 10 kilometers doesn't count because if you're doing this legally as a commercial drone pilot, you're supposed to have line of sight at all times of your drone. So, which means you need to be able to see your drone at all times, and the maximum altitude in the United States is 400 feet. And that's not including, say I'm inspecting a 300-foot tower. Well, you add that 300 feet to the 400 feet that the FAA gives us, and that's going to give you 700 feet. So that's how that law works on that.
So you can be 400 feet, not just above the ground, but 400 feet above a structure.
That's correct. If you're looking at a structure, say a cell phone tower or anything like that, you add that structure's height to your legal height from the FAA.
Makes sense. Russell Finch got a micro drone. He said unrestricted. Landon's got a DJI Mini 4 Pro. He said the range on it's 12.5 miles. Buff's asking you, did you pass the Part 107 test?
Yes, I sure did. I passed it in my first go round. And I've got a Mini 4 drone, and it will not go 12 miles, believe me. You're looking at kilometers.
Brian Beeler's asking, any drone be able to go 3 miles offshore?
It's possible if the height was right. But again, mine says 10 to 15 kilometers. Now, 10 to 15 kilometers, that's in perfect conditions. No trees, no obstacles, no mountains, flat land all the way. Now, again, that distance away is null and void in the U.S. because, again, we come back to the always have line of sight within your drone. Always remember that.
He also wants to know, what's the longest time a drone is able to stay up?
Well, my batteries say about 45 minutes, but it's about 30 minutes. It depends on, what you're doing. Now, if you're just sitting there hovering, you can probably last about 40 minutes, but usually there's no reason to be hovering. When you see drones operating, usually they're going somewhere, they're doing something, they have a mission, it's just we want to get the people that don't know what they're doing kind of out of the way,
Now,
it makes us look bad on all of us.
What do you think about this deal with the drones that are flying over New Jersey? We have one commenter says our government is looking for something they don't want to talk about, and Landon says the drone deal is misdirection. What do you think about these drones flying over New Jersey?
That's a good I like what he said, he or she said about misdirection. I think misdirection is a good part of a lot of things going on. You know, that's what the government wants us to do, and that's what they're best at, is misdirection. So I don't know what's going on, and I've talked to a lot of my drone friends, and it does not make sense. You know, with swarm drones, like the light shows they have, those are called swarm drones. And that's something the military's looking into. It's with AI. Now, when AI takes over in a swarm drone for the military, the operator loses control of that swarm and AI takes over, which is kind of a scary thing. But that's what things are coming to. Now, these swarm drones are not at all new. This has been around for quite a while. I just think people are just now noticing things. Um, you know, a lot of times I say, you know, we're always looking down at our phone, but you know, with these drones in the sky, you know, we're just now kind of noticing things. And then I just, does it worry me? Yes, it does. I would like to know what's going on. I would love to get some answers, but for some reason we can't get answers. Now, uh, I don't know why, because the FAA is in charge of the sky. So that's where our answers are going to have to come from.
Dakota wants to know any drones will pick up a 68 to 70 Dodge Charger. It's about 3,500 pounds.
Oh my goodness. You're talking about a big drone. There are drones that will crop dusting drones. They're drones, they'll hold about 300 gallons of liquid. So 300 gallons of liquid
About
at so many
18,
pounds.
20.
That's how much one will pick up. You know, we're talking about drones there that cost $40,000. They have drones that'll pick up deer out of the woods. Um, there's a lot going on with drones these days. Those drones I'm talking about now, they have to be hauled on a trailer. So those are some pretty big suckers.
Well, 300 gallons of water is about 2,500 pounds. So that
Okay,
is a small car.
there you go. That's your answer then.
Grand Pito Vic says drones can be fun for recreation.
Yeah, drones can be fun for recreation. A lot of misconceptions. I really believe if you get a drone, um, you know, it's a toy. Yeah, it can be. But I'm commercial drone pilot, and all drones really should be registered with the FAA. If you want to, you know, stay within the legal zone. I don't know what you're doing with your drone. It's none of my business, but you know, I just want to keep the commercial drone pilots, you know, that do this for a living, and you know, just I want everyone to be safe. That's all I'm asking.
Negative J. Russell Finch, water's about 8 to 8.4, something like that.
Yeah. What's that again?
J. Russell Finch was asking about the weight of water. It's about a little over 8 pounds a gallon.
Okay.
And remember, that is temperature dependent too.
Yeah.
So gasoline's a
lot.
little
That's a
lighter.
lot of weight.
It is a lot of weight.
Yeah. Now those drones, they can be pre-programmed, so all you do is set them up, and they're on, you know, They do their own thing, you know.
Exactly.
It's like the autopilot, you know, on an airplane.
Yeah, gasoline, jet fuel are way less than water per gallon.
Yep. Yeah,
Now,
I hauled fuel for years, so yep. Ethanol is the lightest. You got gasoline, diesel's the heaviest.
What is the significance, the different colored lights on drones?
Well, one side is starboard, and it's like on airplanes. Now, when I took my Part 107, there is a lot of stuff I don't remember. There's a lot of maps that you go over. When I took my test, it's an actual pilot's test, and you have green lights and red lights. Then you have white strobe lights. Those lights have to be seen from 3 statute miles away from other aircraft that can see you. Now, all the lights on my aircrafts can be seen from that at nighttime. And again, not everyone can fly at nighttime. You're supposed to go to a class for this. You just can't take your drone up, go to Best Buy, and start flying at any time you want.
You can look at these and you put them up on the screen if you go over to comments on the right-hand side. For those of you just getting here, Steve is trying to, this is Steve's first stream, and we're trying to get him acclimated to being on camera. Comments. If you go over to comments at the top, you can see the comments, and you can also read them when I put them up.
Like I see that. Hello, everyone.
Brian Beeler, if a million seconds is 11 days, how many days is a billion seconds?
Get out of here. I don't know that.
No, I would guess it's 11,000 days, and I would guess that's on the order of...
Math was my worst subject.
I don't know, 30 years?
Nope. License required. What do you mean by that?
Well, that could be nope, and then another sentence, license required.
You don't have to have a drone license if it's under 255 grams. You can apply for a recreational license, but you still really need to apply.
Hello, Bigfoot Mark.
Hey, Bigfoot.
Year, I guess 30. I was pretty
Bigfoot
close.
was on Howard Stern.
I was pretty close, Beeler. Bigfoot Mark is here.
Yep.
How's it going? Best guess. Yeah, well, I took the 11, and then it's 1,000 times 11,000, and I just kind of estimated there's 365.25 days in a year on average because of leap year, and 30-ish years.
Okay.
Trust certificate is federally required to fly any drone. Okay. Oh, Steve knocked himself out. We'll see if he comes back. There we go. You knocked yourself off somehow.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. If it's under 255 grams.
So we have a question here from Dizzy Izzy. What is your vehicle of choice, Steve?
My vehicle?
Your vehicle of choice.
Whatever runs. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my God. I tell you what, if I had the money, I'd have a Lamborghini.
Now, I will tell you this. If you haven't seen it on his channel, there is a video of him. If you've seen the movie Duel from 1971, this guy was recreating the movie Duel in his Jeep. And you can see that on his channel. But what was that vehicle?
Yeah, that was the trucker that tried to run me off the road. I've got a lot of stuff on my channel. I'd love for you guys to see it. I did some great videos for different folks for festivals. I've done some videos and camera stuff for Hotel Roanoke, some charities. There's a program called The Wall That Heals. It's for Vietnam veterans. It's a replica of the Wall That Heals that travels around the United States. I've did a lot of great stuff for a lot of folks, and I've got some good stuff on my channel. Just subscribe. Trying to get my name out there. I've met a lot of good people. I don't know if you know Sam Dias Photography. He was one of my clients, and he's pretty big around the world with resorts and stuff. But what other questions we got? Let's see.
Well, we've got an interesting comment here. St. Clair Jones chapter and verse. The U.S. doesn't have a protective dome system. So is it possible they're using a moving drone protective system that they don't want out yet?
Well, I got to tell you, I don't doubt nothing. Now, my drones, I was on Newsy of the night, Channel 10 News. They were asking me about my opinion and different things about drones and what was going on in New Jersey. Well, there is it's in my city, Roanoke. There's an invisible fence in the sky. It's called a geofence. Now, if a drone gets too near that fence, the drone will not go any further. It stops in its tracks. So our airport is well protected in Roanoke. Whenever I've been near the airport and I have to fly or do a job, I have to have an unlock code. And to get that unlock code, you have to be, certified commercial drone pilot. So I send in my information to the tower at the airport, and they decide how many feet I can be up. They send me an unlock code, and so on and so forth. Same with the Roanoke. We have the Roanoke Star. I did some video and photos for that the other week. I had to actually have a letter from the FAA giving me permission. So they're not playing around. The FAA, that's what confuses me about all these drones. If something illegal was going on, the FAA would be heavily involved. Where's the FAA in all this?
Well, but what if
Why
it's a
haven't they said anything?
Yeah, but what if it's a foreign drone? I mean, how are you going to find a drone whose operator's from China? I mean, it's not.
All these drones are registered. They can be tracked. Every drone can be tracked. It's got a tracking system in it.
How do you know it's registered? The drone is registered.
Well, we don't know that. All mine are, but there are people that aren't registered. Then it's scary. We don't know who those drones are in the hands of.
J. Russell Finch, it's interesting. By the way, you actually would save much more money than that. If you saved $1 a second, 31 years, you'd have $1 billion. No, you'd have much more than that. If you put it in the market at the historical average, 10.16% compounded over 31 years, you'd have way more than $1 billion. Bruce got my Christmas card. Glad you like it. Most of you guys here, I think, got my mail.
John, I got your Christmas card. Thank you. I was going to say thank you. I loved it.
It's fun. It's fun stuff. St. Clair Jones, yeah, but all those other drones, wouldn't they not have lights? All the drones seem to be visible. Yeah, maybe not.
Hey, I think the same thing. If it was aliens, they're not going to come in with lights all over them, right?
Well, but then again, that helps them look legitimate. It helps them look law-abiding, right?
I don't know, man. I don't buy it.
Hey, if somebody's driving a getaway car, do they speed or do they drive the speed limit?
Yeah, we'll see. I just don't get it.
Does the military have to have registered drones?
Yes, they do.
Justin Hill, your Christmas card is in the mail, but because it's going to Idaho, you probably won't have it until February. Idaho is the slowest mail place in the continental United States. I mail cards to almost every state, and it takes longer to get to Idaho than anywhere. But yours is in the mail. J. Russell Finch says military and commercial, I'm suspecting. Learning with Juan says aliens will come and go after they see the disaster. I agree.
Ain't that the truth?
Of course they're going to have lights. If they get a light out, they get a ticket. That's right.
Oh my gosh. Who said that?
Do they care about law abiding in there to do damage? Of course not.
No. And folks, I do carry $1 million in liability insurance on my drones. So if I tear your stuff up, I'm covered.
So when it hits your house, just know you're on the hook for the difference.
That's right.
Steve doesn't have a speaker. He's putting his ear to the phone. That's exactly what it looks like, J. Russell Finch.
Yeah, I am.
John and the other guy, I don't know his name. Well, it's on the screen, Juan. It's Steve Stover of LSS Drone Photography.
Steve Stover.
He wanted the opportunity to learn a little bit more about streaming and being on camera. He says he doesn't like to be on camera. I said, well, if you want to grow, you got to do things you're not already good at doing. So
I'm all right.
That's how you do it.
I'm fine on camera.
Dakota says, fly your drone into my car, please. I think you should fly it with the windows
Oh my God. What kind of car you got?
He's got a Firebird of some description. He's a Pontiac guy.
That's terrible, man. Trying to take.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Trying to take advantage of a poor small business.
I think it'd be neat if you flew through a car's windows, like in one window and out the other.
I can do that, yeah.
I would drive through sometime and just fly through someone's car.
I have a drone that'll do that. I just ordered a new drone today.
Yeah, you should show them some of your drone stuff. You've got a drone there in your living room right now.
Yeah, I've got 4 right now.
Be a good time to do some show and tell.
Let's see here. All right, you guys have already seen the that's called the Air 3. This drone is called the Mavic 3 Pro. This is the flagship of all drones. It's locked all up now, but it unfolds big. And let me show you this one. This is called the Mini 4 Pro. Let me tell you, this little drone, if you're wanting to get into drones, this little guy takes 4K, and I've got it wrapped all up. I keep all my stuff, and this is a FPV drone. This is the one that's got the goggles, and this is my fun drone. This little sucker, that's called a FPV drone. I don't know, you can probably see some grass stains in it where I've hit tree limbs and stuff. And as you notice, all my drones are registered. That's my number on all of them. That's my phone number. We won't give that out. Unless there's some pretty ladies out there. Let's see here. Yep, so that's my FPV. And again, there's grass stains all over it, and that comes with the goggles. So it's like a little video game. It's got two different remotes. One's for manual and one's for regular.
Juan asks a question. If that drone were to hit a flying poop, would it come out okay?
What's that?
Now, don't ask me. Juan wants to know if that drone were to hit a flying poop, would it come out okay?
A flying poop?
I even ask that? I don't know.
Did he say a flying poop?
That's what he says.
What in the world?
I'm telling you. This is going live. This is what you get.
Learning with Juan. Mrs. One-Eyed Cat. Racing drones. Well, I tell you what, those racing drones they're something else. You really got to know what you're doing there.
Knocked himself out. He'll be back. Hello, Wendy. How's it going? There we go. Landon says, I use OpenSky app or OpenSky app. If you put in your license and stuff, you'll get instant access to closed airspace. Pretty cool.
What's that?
Landon says with the OpenSky app, you can put in your license info and you get instant access to closed airspace. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Landon knows some interesting things.
I use OpenSky app. You put your license info and stuff and you get... Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. I'm going to try it. Thank you, Landon.
In case you don't know, Lars is the guy with the beard and friends with JB. So I think most people here can identify Lars. Lars is an excellent human being. Anybody have any drone questions? We've had drone show and tell. Stuff about the light, stuff about the license.
Uh-huh.
All right, these guys are going to want to know, what's the fastest a drone is going to move through the air? What is the top speed?
The top speed I've gotten out of my FPV drone is 70 miles per hour.
Wow, that's cooking.
Most of these folding drones, we're looking at about top speed of 48 miles per hour. Now, they do have some FPV drones that will do 90 to 100 miles per hour. No joke.
So, guys, if your car runs a 10-second eighth mile or slower, that drone can pace it the entire track.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, drones are like electric cars. You ever remember the old days with the RC cars when you hit that little trigger? Remember those days? Come on, John.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you hit that trigger and that thing takes off. That's the way drones are. That's the way electric cars are.
Yeah. So it's one speed, basically.
Yeah, man. It takes off.
Landon says, if you want to get into drones, the new DJI Mini 4K is under $300 and does great video. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mini 4 under $300. I don't know where you're getting that for under 300, but I've got the Mini 4 and it was about 1,300, but that includes all the extra batteries and stuff like that. That's the Fly More combo.
Bruce doesn't want to get his drone shot down in Patrick County. He said there's too many shotguns.
Yeah, I, I kind of agree with the guy. I've been keeping mine down because I can't afford to replace it. My drones are. I've got insurance on my drones, so if they get shot down, they're insured. But I feel sorry for people that shoot drones down because they're looking at if they get caught, they're looking at some serious offenses there. That's a felony.
It's a felony if you get caught. Roy Boy
Yeah.
asks, is there a way to have a drone follow your car or motorcycle like at a fixed distance?
Yes, there's certainly a way to do that. And again, the laws on that are you have to be out in an area that's out of population. If you want to fly a drone sitting in your car, you have to be in an unpopulated area. That's the rules of the Part 107 for the FAA. You can't be going up a main drag, sitting in your car, flying a drone. That's highly illegal. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere, then yeah, it's totally legal.
J. Russell Finch says F1 drone that filmed Max Verstappen went 300 kilometers per hour. That is moving.
300 kilometers. So how many miles per hour is that?
How many miles per hour is 300 kilometers per hour?
That is cooking.
186, according to Siri. So
Good Lord of mercy. That thing must have a heck of a motor in it.
I would
Yeah, I
say
had a buddy. He was flying a small one out in Utah, and it had a 4S motor in it, and the wind caught it, and it burnt that motor up. But they put the 6S motor in it, and it held its own at over 100 miles per hour.
anything else particular that you want to cover or questions that you want to ask? Audience, any questions you have for Steve? I don't want to keep him up too late tonight, but I said, well, if you want to go live right now, we can. So we did.
Yeah, I'd like to try to get my subs up, folks, and my phone. But I've got my channel, LSS Drone Photography, on YouTube. I've got a lot of great videos. What do you say?
There is a link pinned at the top. Learning with Juan says it takes a distance for the drone and device you're in possession of or accessories. Some are built in. I know a fellow who has a drone who gets his drone to follow him on his mountain bike.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All mine will do that.
Steve's channel is pinned at the top. It's LSS Drone Photography. It's pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. So if you'd like to check him out and subscribe, you can right there. He's not an aspiring no-name 500 channel, but he does want to get 500 subs just to have 500 subs. And cool.
Yeah.
Cool for him.
Listen, I appreciate everyone. Thank you, John.
But the big thing is he gets to get a little bit of experience being live, having an audience, get on camera and do these things. And I hope it was a good one. Hope it was fun. We got to learn some stuff about drones.
Yeah. I hope everyone learned something, a little bit about the rules and all. Let me tell you, about commercial drone operators. They're not out to look in your windows or spy on you or any of that stuff. There's always going to be some crooked person in the world, but please don't let us professionals that do this for a living make that. It's not like that. The FAA does not play with us. And to get this license I took, it's an actual pilot license. It's not easy to get. So, I've learned a lot, and I don't mess with the government. The FAA will come hard. They'll come down on you hard. FAA fines are not cheap. So, again, when you see a drone flying, don't freak out and say, "Oh, he's spying on me." They're not spying on you. They're usually going to a mission like I'm doing. The drone's flying itself. Going to take some pictures or videos. We can feel safe with drones in our world. I don't know what's going on with all this stuff, but I wouldn't let it worry you. I just take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, people talk about shooting those things down. I'm like, they can have ordnance on them. I wouldn't want to shoot anything down. I didn't know what was
Please don't
on
do that.
But I mean, there are other
that is
reasons not to shoot it down, other than
that is
legal
a
reasons.
federal offense.
Other than that, though, how do you know that it doesn't have radioactivity on it? How do you know it doesn't have ordnance on it? There are other reasons not to also, with those ones flying over New Jersey.
Well, because anything nuclear has a shield around it, and there is no way a drone from 500-600 feet above it is going to pick that radiation up. You know that, don't you?
It should. We'll see. I'm curious what it is. We had that spy balloon that flew over us for I don't know how long last year. That was interesting too.
Yeah, so, I just think it's more people are paying attention to the skies right now. We're all used to looking down at our phones all the time. So, a lot of things I was coming home from work tonight and I was looking up and I was thinking, where are these drones at? And I saw a star and I fixated on that, but it was a star I never noticed before. So
we'll give Dizzy the last comment of the night. He says, "Merry Christmas." So we'll go ahead and wrap up. It's been fun. We got to learn some stuff. Just thought this would be a fun ambush live to do on a Thursday.
Yep.
You got
Merry Christmas, everyone, and I hope you have a happy New Year and hope you have good times with your family, and Merry Christmas again.
I said that. Lars says, "What do you call it when the police shoot down your cocaine drone?" He said, "A crack."
Oh my God. I don't want to be in that. I'm out of that conversation.
Guys, we're out. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great evening and take care.
Take care, guys.